I feel like it's kind of a cheap way to go, oh, well, they're going to cut the taxes. Who cares about cutting the taxes? Think about all the jobs that we're going to be creating, all the money that's going to be getting brought in, and like tariffs alone are going to be making $300 to $600 billion a year.
And then the tax bill, it's not like we're actually cutting it from where it's at. It's just keeping it to where it was, and the only other introduction is like no tax on tips, which is like a drop in the bucket.
Well, and the depreciation thing, we love it because of the space we're in, but also if you're a business like Caterpillar or anything that's massive in building equipment and then selling equipment to businesses, aviation, same thing. The airlines can go buy new planes and write off the purchase price year one. That keeps the velocity of money rolling, baby. Yes. And so then the all of the big equipment providers or builders, manufacturers have to then continue to employ and design and improve. It just keeps the machine. I feel like right now we're in a tuning phase of the engine. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but it's different and it sounds a little different and it feels a little different. Mm-hmm. And so everyone's kind of getting freaked out by it. But it's really just a little bit of a change in the harmonics. It's not like we're not rebuilding the whole thing. We're just tuning.
Yeah. I feel like where we're at, if you like cars, because we're talking about tuning the engine, it's like you just popped the hood, dropped a turbo and a chip on, and it's the first run, right? Like things are going to break. The dyno's going to be all off. Like you're going to have to figure it out. What's going on with this? That's what we're seeing, right? They're like, it's funny. I watched an interview. I think it was Ben Shapiro. And when they were talking about all the Doge cuts, he goes, just watch. What's going to happen is unintentionally things that are important to people are going to get cut in this process. And those are going to be the news stories. And you see them all the time, right? Like that's really what's driving the news. Cancer research at Harvard's getting cut because they're holding Harvard to, use their own multi-billion-dollar endowment. And just like that's what's happening. But I don't think Trump or anyone in that office is like, we're going to cut cancer research. They're like, we need to cut government funding everywhere.
The waste.
So a couple of things break along the way,
Just because you brought up Harvard, I just was listening to this podcast this morning and this is a fascinating stat. So, NIH, it's like the National Institute of Health. That's how most people get their funding for research. Mm-hmm. So I guess, say if you're Harvard and you go apply for this grant, they're essentially grants from the government and you get this $3 million grant, right? So then the government gives you this $3 million grant for say cancer research. And then I guess these, these institutions, these essentially schools, colleges, then bill back to the government for admin costs that it costs to go through that grant process. And for Harvard, it's 67%. So that is on top of the 3 million. So think about how much waste that is. That is incredible. So, hey, I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you a grant. It's like, I think about it from a scholarship, right? It's like some kid in need, like me, I got a scholarship when I was young. It's like, okay, here's a $5,000 scholarship for you to go to school. That's awesome. By the way, I calculated it was 10 hours of my time. So here's a bill for $500 to pay me for applying for your scholarship. That's crazy. It's just things like that would have never come out. I would have never have heard of that had not all these probes.
Wait, the government paid for the grant or whatever it was.
It's a standard practice. Yeah. So
and then Harvard billed back their time. Correct. And the government paid them for the additional time
to apply for the money.
Yeah. They're called administrative costs.
So it's like a double whammy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so you get penalized.
It's not a $3 million grant. It's like almost a $5 or $6 million grant.
Yeah. And I guess
no wonder they're broke.
Yeah, I guess across the industry it's like 30%, but Harvard has the highest admin costs, which is like 67%.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. I feel like if you aren't in the financial world or you're not in the game, if you're a teacher or a nurse or whoever, and you're just kind of working in our civilization, and you don't realize how the real world works, it offends you when some of these luxuries are being taken away. And I think the big thing to drive home to people when I'm having this conversation, I don't want to get too, super into politics, but if the American economy fails, which it would have if we just continue giving everyone that we meet money as much as we can on debt.
Yeah.
If the American economy fails, we go to war. That's what's going to happen, right? Because things aren't going to work. Things aren't going to operate. We're not going to be paying debt back. Other countries are going to see that we've become weak. There's going to be communication breakdown, and we're going to go to war. And so people are upset about their goodies, like, national park rangers being cut and, funding for KPBS or whatever it is, right? There's unlimited things. But if you really sit down and think about it, your family's safety is like the utmost priority.
All right. If you're enjoying this content, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, and check out the description below for our websites listed. Thanks a lot for joining.